What up, people? Happy Sunday. Welcome to the Black Wealth Project. I'm Kamari Ellis. We got the whole Black Wealth Project team. All the geniuses are with us today. As you notice, we are minus all the females. All the ladies are out. They had special occasions to attend to for quote unquote said love day because this is a holiday for some people. But the fellas decided to come in and thug it out. So we're here as always on our Sundays at 7 p.m. So today we're just going to have a conversation about Black wealth and its totality and everything about it. So if you feel free, you got time. If you are in the room in our group, come on in and join our broadcast. We'd love to have you. Chop it up a little bit. But fellas, how y'all doing today? It's just us now, so we can get in trouble.
Yeah, it's just us, man. No, apparently it's some trained Negroes out here in these streets. You know, the white man can't tell me how to love my wife. I mean, I was telling my wife how I feel when I feel.
Listen, man.
Malik, you actually stole my thunder. I was going to say something like that just to cause trouble. But listen, in typical David Ruffin fashion, you beat me to the punch. So I'm here for
causing good trouble, man.
Trouble.
Causing some good trouble.
Yeah.
You know funny. We still here. We still here, bro, man. Everybody good though?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. You know, I got check on y'all. Times is crazy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Times are definitely crazy, man.
Yeah, it's real out here. It's real in the field.
It's especially in the violence, man. Like I'm not really, man. I've been living here in my house probably for 6 years now. And hardly any shootings now. Like the past 2 months, it's been like 2-3 murders around here, man.
It don't even matter where you at in Philly. Cats getting clapped in Chestnut Hill. It's to the point now. I'm not immune from it though. Like I be full. You see, I'm on my iRobot, John. I got the hoodie on. I be fully locked in, man. So
you know what's funny though, man? It's like you said, every day somebody gets shots every day, B. But no matter where you're at, you ain't safe. It ain't sweet. But Malik, I saw you talk about that earlier. I would love to have a quick dialogue about that real quick.
Okay.
I don't really see any real solution to violence unless there's like a major economic package unveiled or revealed to people in our communities.
A major economic package and probably a whole generation of work. You know, it's not going to be like, all of a sudden put the guns in, like, put the real work. And that's why, I like Otis Bullock's plan, work on 2 generations at the same time, work with the kids and the parents.
Multi-generation.
Bullock, man. He out there doing good work. So shout out to him.
He's working hard as hell out here, man.
Matter of fact, that could be he could be the black icon, and Otis young dude putting a lot of work, for the city.
Yeah, we definitely gotta start shouting out the folks that's making Black history right now in present time. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is this though, man. You're right. It's a lot. It's too many guns out here. One thing that always sticks with me. One time, me and Corey were speaking, behind the wall to some young brothers, and I talk about this all the time because it actually hit me. And, one of the guys was brilliant. We were going over different concepts in terms of investing and ROI and all this, and he had it all together. And we get to talking, and I'm like, so how'd you end up in here? What's going on? He said, listen, man, old head, I get all this, but he said, where I come from, it was a lot easier for me to grab a gun than it was to find a job. I'm like, what am I supposed to say to him? Like, you're right. You're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? So it's too many guns out here.
It's too many. So I'll say this also, right? Your circumstances. I mean, there's a lot to it, and me, I've never been in the streets, I've never been of the streets. So I can only say from my time, being around. But what I do see is that there is like, one thing that Dude Rock always say is like the conflict resolution, needs to be addressed. I've seen a lot of cats murdered for simple disagreements, and now you can get murdered over a social media comment, and it's like it's really tough out here. But I will say this: we're not going to curb all the violence, but if some people got something to live for, like, you know what, I can actually see myself living and having a good life. If you don't think that you're ever going to do anything, like, I might as well go out here and like, and then plus, not to mention, Philly only got like a 20% conviction rate when it comes to murder. So you got a 1 in 5 chance to get off.
Not only that, our dropout rate is at 50%. So when you couple those two together, it's a bad mixture.
Yeah,
it's a bad mixture. But I think going back to what you were saying, Malik, I think the other thing is, man, and Corey, we all say it, right? We need more love in the community. I think if we could foster and show more love, brothers show more love, the brothers show more love, the sisters show more love, the sisters show more love, the brothers. I think that would change too, because the value of life is cheap. The value of Black life is even cheaper, sadly. And I don't mean that that's how I feel. I'm just saying that that's
the way the world perceives us.
Right.
We perceive, but the thing is, we perceive ourselves that way, right?
Right.
So, something that me and Jim talk about all the time is that the violence will go down dramatically if we actually we say we love each other, but we don't. Right. And so what we treat each other the way that we feel about each other. Like the way you treat somebody is the way you feel about them. I don't care about what you say. The way you treat somebody is the way you feel about them. And so when you see these brothers out here getting into an altercation and then killing each other, is because they don't value each other as a piece of the community. Right. Yep. And then the other thing is, right. So I grew up in a neighborhood where everybody was they owned their house, right? And so the violence between neighbors was actually very little. Now we had violence because my neighborhood was so poverty stricken, and there was a lot of guns, and it was a lot of drugs being sold. But the actual neighbor on neighbor crime was almost zero because everybody owned their house.
They brought it.
And so we listen. My block won the cleanest block in Philadelphia 3 straight years from 82 to 85, and this is a poverty-stricken, drug-infested neighborhood. And the reason why is because everybody owned their property and we all wanted to be there, right? Like when I was a kid, I never wanted to leave my block. You were talking about travel. I'm like, travel where? It's perfect here. It's nothing but Black people. We all work together. We all do what we need to do. I didn't know I was poor until I got to college and I seen people driving around in Maseratis.
Listen,
I didn't know I was poor.
There's a difference between the neighborhood and the community. What you had at that point was a community.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we talk about communities, but it's just a neighborhood. And those are two different things, right? A community entails a lot of other things in terms of working together, in terms of collective effort. So I think that we need more community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think about the fact that when I was a kid, I'd be afraid to get caught doing certain stuff by the neighbors because I already knew what it was. Like these kids don't worry about that.
Listen, I got in trouble a lot of times. The neighbor come my dad. I'm like, yo, why you out there in the street? I'm like, oh my God, like who told you this?
Yeah, shop all the neighbors in the bitch. But
what's funny, Jimmy? Right? A lot of us, not us, but a lot of us complain about having nosy ass neighbors. You want nosy ass neighbors,
man. Listen, as an adult, I definitely do.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. You always got those certain neighbors that are a little bit too extra zealous. But like you said, now, you can appreciate a real nosy neighbor who has good intentions, not those who just trying to stir up trouble, but those who really looking out for the cookout.
Hold on. I'm just looking at the comments, and I just want to know why Angela, why he get his name called out specifically though? Like, what's that about?
We get everyone.
Yeah, we just get everyone. Like, what's that about?
Oh, what do you mean?
Angela, you'll see. You'll get the Angela's comment down there, man. I want to know why you get the special shout out though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Jimmy,
he got the Valentine's Day red on. Jimmy can't get no love. You know what I'm saying? Like, Angela, what's good with that, man?
Jimmy all get love every week. Malik got some love in there too. Hold on, all right. Well, let's segue real quick. Let's check in with the peoples. All right, so Jose's here. What's up, Jose?
Jose,
what's going on, bro?
Jose, I appreciate that referral, sir. Thank you so much. Adrian said, "Hey, Adrian."
Adrian, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? Hey,
Toya, what's up, sis?
Hey, Central Lights.
What up, Dwight?
Yeah, what's going on, Dwight?
Yeah. The ladies are missing in action. They MIA.
They are getting loved on. Somebody loving them apparently.
Yeah,
I ain't touching that one. That one got a lot of applications.
Malik will be checking for hickeys next week.
Out them ice packs.
All we turtlenecks.
What up, Don?
Yeah,
We can
what's going
officially
on,
start
Don?
the show. Don is pulled up.
Yeah,
All right, Malik kicking the show off in Malik style. That's
of
right.
course.
That's that DR fashion, right? That David Ruffin.
He getting right to the itch.
All right, it's true, and yeah, it's a mess in these Philly streets. Yeah, it is. It's a
Absolutely.
mess, but sadly, it's a mess in all these streets. No matter what hood you in, urban, suburban, rural, it's like it's crazy right now. See, Jimmy,
Hey,
right?
hey,
Right?
Latoya, appreciate that.
Right?
Yeah, man.
Jimmy, how many LBs you done drop now? We still on good task?
You know what? No, I'm like what 73 somewhere around there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, you know,
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
getting to it, man. I'm trying to work my way to that bean. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting my glasses on in case Dr. Arkham was watching. I don't want to cuss me out.
Dr. Archima.
I'm sorry, Dr. Archima, allegedly, because I've heard it both ways. But you know, and shout out to Dr. Archima because she is the greatest in the world. But in case she's watching, I'm putting my specs on. She told me I'd be.
I need to get her number, man. I gotta go in.
Listen, inbox me as soon as we done. She told me I'd be on the screen too much, so she want me to, you know, when I'm on these screens, I gotta put these, you know. But anyway.
It's funny. I sent you there, Jimmy. I need to get there myself.
Oh, she's a legend, y'all.
Yep.
Like, the talk me and her, like the information that she gave me went beyond like, yo, just your eyesight. It was just like, it was phenomenal.
It's like almost a whole total health checkup.
Yeah.
Like, I felt so much. The first time I went to see her, I was like blown away. I'd never been to an eye doctor before.
And I haven't been to an eye doctor in damn near 2 decades. But when she was breaking down, like, you know, what the screen time does to you, and she was like showing me how many things within just your overall health she can tell just from looking at the eyes. She was like guessing stuff like, yeah, so you do this that amount of time. I said, how you know that? She's like, well, look at the x-ray, look at your eyes. And she was phenomenal. So I'm following direct.
Where's she located?
She's in Drexel Hill.
Yeah, I'm following direct.
It's right here. It's right here. Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, hold on. Let's take a quick pause. We just brought it up. So Eye Innovations will be our BLB of the week, right? Since we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Might as well give the good doctor a shout out. So y'all check out Eye Innovations. It's in Drexel Hill, Black-owned business, Black sister doing her thing. Where is the address? Trying to find the address. There she is right there. Beautiful woman, beautiful sister. Let's find the address. Trying to find the address for y'all.
Yeah, she's a legend, y'all.
I know it's on County Line Road, but I don't know the exact address.
Yeah. It is.
All right, there we go. So Eye Innovations, 1204 Township Line Road, first floor, Drexel Hill, 19026. Phone number is 610-537-5145.
Hey, what's that? The main name, Kamari?
Eye Innovations, and the doctor's name is Dr. Archima Majors.
No, that's the domain name is Eye Innovations.
Yes, that's the business.
Eye Innovations. Yeah, I'm saying, tell her Jimmy Williams sent you. I mean, I told her Kamari sent me, so now we's got to keep, you know, that's what we do. But anyway,
it's all love, right? We all family, so it don't matter.
Listen, man. All I'm saying is she's phenomenal, bro. She's like my favorite doctor. That I you know, seriously, like I know that sounds crazy, but no, seriously though, I'm big on getting my checkups and everything. So I want to put that out there too. Black men, make sure you get checked up. So
I'm gonna tell you, I've been delinquent in that fashion, but I just started correcting that. I found another dope Black doctor because I didn't have a primary care physician for quite some time. So I reached out to the networks. They hooked me up with another Black dope sister. And so I'll be letting y'all know how I was going. I had my first checkup about a week ago, virtual. It went great. So
that's good. We gotta make sure we do a better job and you know, hold each other accountable with that. Because
yeah,
I mean, statistically, as Black men, we're terrible at that, yo.
Yeah,
I must admit.
And she, you know, I'm over 40, so she's like, "Yeah, we gotta have that conversation. You want that call? You know what?"
And another thing for the folks out there watching, everybody in Philadelphia, I'm looking for a new dentist because my dentist just retired. And you know, shout out to Dr. Adam Craven. He's an old head.
Dr. Adam Craven. I know Dr. Craven. So there's another doctor, Dr. Eric Williams, right up the street from Dr. Adam Clayton on Staten Avenue.
Okay, well, I gotta look him up because Dr. Craven. I was going to Dr. Craven for since I was since I was a kid, like, and he's phenomenal. You know, but HBCU grad. Yep. He retired and sold his whole practice.
So little known Black history fact about Mar. Mar actually used to repair dental equipment. So at one point, I knew every Black dentist in the city, just about. So, and it's a lot of us. It's a lot of us out there doing that work.
Yeah. So I got after the show, you got to give me that brother's name. So I'm looking for a new dentist. But anyway, man. Back to the comments, man, because we want to address why you get called out specifically. That's all I'm saying.
Wait a minute, you got called out first though. So come on.
No. I mean, that was specific to the work I'm putting, which is appreciated, by the way, because the work is difficult. So I'm putting it in though. So I love that.
Listen.
You got a Valentine's Day shot. Like, what's that about?
Wifey's in the building. Hi, Monica.
Hey, babe, what's going on?
Hey,
Give a shout outs to everybody, right? But we know she here for you.
Listen, man.
Oh wow. So Latoya says my neighbors had a major domestic altercation due to social media. This generation is different. Really? That's crazy.
Listen, that's not crazy. That's normal.
That's normal these days.
It's so crazy, right? No, so I think one of the things we have to realize is that, right, we're so desensitized to things that crazy has become normal. I think we got to start labeling crazy though. That's crazy. Sadly. What's up, Alton? How you doing, brother?
Oh, and what's up, brother?
The ladies are they where the money reside.
Yeah, they definitely where the money reside.
Great question.
Right. So Toya says, how do you normalize showing love and expressing love amongst one another as black men?
Intentional. You got to be intentional about doing it. Really that's it. Like
that's a good question, though. But let's take that question a step further, right? Because we've all been socialized to say, suck it up, don't be soft, man up. Right. So there's a level of programming in there that we also have to combat as well. By being intentional, like y'all saying.
Well, let's take it a step deeper, though. There's a reason we were programmed that way, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right. So when you start talking about how historically we've been treated and fared, we've been have been brought up that way for a reason. It was survival, literally. So, but now we're at a place now where we have to understand that a lot of the things that we do as a means of survival is it's almost what Corey talks about all the time, like it's trauma, right?
Trauma loops.
The trauma loops are real, but we got to have the conversations and understand that moving forward, each generation has to do better than the next. That's the one main thing for me. So,
right.
A lot of the things that'll be difficult for us to get our generation, we have to teach the next generation how to be better than us.
So the thing, I'll stop right there and then start right there at that same place. Also, trauma loops are real, right? And so what happens is every time a situation comes up that reminds us of that trauma, we start the loop all over again, right? And so if we recognize that we're in that loop, we have to stop ourselves in the middle of that. The way to break the trauma loop is that when you see it happening, to break it, to stop it right there. And so what happens is we'll go through that loop, we'll keep going through the loop. Every time something reminds us of something traumatic in our lives, we'll keep reliving it. It's like Groundhog Day. And so what'll happen, what we need to do is once we recognize it, to stop it. So that's what as men, that trauma loop has been built in for us. And so as we recognize it, as we recognize that trauma loop, we got to say, listen, man, like the promise I made to myself when I left the street life is I would not kill my brother under no circumstances, unless I'm threatened to the point where I don't have any other choice. I will not kill my brother. And so that's the thing so when I get into an argument, an altercation, the first thing I do is to let the other person know that you're safe. Like that's my way of saying, listen, we can argue, we can fuss and fight and all of that, but what we're not going to do is die over this argument and conversation. And so I'm gonna let you know that you're safe. You're safe from me, no matter what is said here, unless you pull a gun on me and try to kill me or something. I don't have a choice. But you have to be intentional about not wanting that end result, that end outcome. So the first thing I do say to myself is intentionally, I will not do this person any harm if I don't have to. And so
I think that's the key to all of the core is that whole being intentional, right? That comes with everything that we talk about. It's almost like what the Black Wealth Project is about. It's about being intentional in terms of having these conversations. When we highlight Black businesses, that's all with intention. Like everything has to be intentional. So I think that's the key. It's the key to everything we talk about.
Yeah, like we talk about mindset and discipline and all that stuff. But the first thing is the energy. Like where's your energy directed? Where are you putting your energy at, right? So I had a family situation last night where one of my younger family members was ready to go set it off, And I was like, no, you can't go do that because somebody owed them some money. And I was like, yo, what you got to do is stop thinking about that one-time money and think about all the money that you're going to generate for the rest of your life.
Right.
You get to generate money every day from now to the end of your life. But if you go see this person and do what you've been trained to do, the whole thing is the money stops. The train stops because they not gonna let you do what you want to do, and then the police gonna come get you because they gonna snitch. Yeah. Not even because y'all don't know the street code, but if you really do what you say you're going to do, the police gonna come get you, and then the money stop. And then so that person owed you money, and you're gonna stop the money for your rest of your life to get money from one person.
But that goes to like the whole idea of learning how to control our emotions, right? Because you make a decision in a split second, it'll cost you so much more time, which goes into the whole idea of time, right?
Yeah.
So, one of the things I've been fortunate enough to have is I always had old heads that steered me the right way.
Lord.
Right? And as you get older, you recognize like, yo, everybody hasn't been as fortunate. Everybody hasn't been as fortunate to have them. So I think also it's incumbent upon us to understand that. And when we can give, like, I spent countless hours in the course of every week, just, free of charge, just talking to people. A lot of times it's not about finances and money. It's about life. And that's intentional too, because obviously you can't talk to everybody, but those that reach out, I'm here and I talk to them. Yeah, and I realize that we all have to be that way. We have to be intentional with our time in terms of pouring back into somebody else and not always looking for something in return. 99% of the time I spend.
Oh, go ahead, Jimmy.
I would say 99% of the time I spend or whatever is not about someone paying me. But here's what's interesting about that. The more time I always give to people, the more it comes back to me anyway. So that's why I don't mind, listen, we have to be intentional.
It's the energy. It's that intentional energy. I'm gonna give this to you. I'm not asking you for nothing. I'm not looking for nothing from this. All I'm looking for is for you to get better. My energy, I'm putting this energy into you so you can get better. Like I'm trying to, not even heal you. I'm trying to give you the tools to heal yourself. Because I can't.
You're making a deposit in this person because you see value in them. You see God in them. You see love in them. And so, because I know all of us do that, right? Even Tracy and Courtney who aren't here.
Oh man, for sure.
We all do that, right?
Listen. They do it with me.
Our people.
Yeah, and we do it with each other. I had somebody tell me
to be honest, as much as mindset, I'm the wildest.
No, all I was going to say is that someone this week I was talking to and I was helping them out with something, man, and I didn't even know, the connection there. And the brother told me, he was like, man, you and Kamari helped me out so much and don't ask for nothing. And I was like, damn, that's dope, because Kamari has no idea. Kamari has no idea we having this conversation. But this is why we all get along.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Exactly. You still don't even know who I'm talking about. But this is a real, and I can show you. He literally told me this. Like, but this is why we all work as well, because we put the people first. It's not about like coming on here talking about everything we got going on or what we have. It's one of the reasons why we gel and work the way we do to create this Black Wealth Project, because it's not about just stunting. It's about integrity. More integrity is first before everything else. So,
well, you know what? Speaking to that point, Jimmy, right? So today somebody asked me about y'all got something coming out that I don't know about. And he's like, well, what's your honest opinion about this? I says, well, I don't know. I haven't seen it. But what I do know is I rock with them. We family. They're integral and they're for the people. And I can put that stamp on y'all. And y'all know I don't really fuck with people to a certain degree, right? You got to do a lot to get through the moral lens to get a all-out stamp. I'll just say that. And those who know me know that, because so many of us put money over people, and it's really, really heartbreaking, but y'all don't do that. So again, when somebody asks me that, I'm like, well, whatever it is, I don't know about it, but it's good. And so I would rock with it. And so to me, that, to be honest, that meant a lot to me, right? Because I can say I stand with these brothers, right? And we were just talking about Judas and the Black Messiah and how they call each other comrades. We're comrades very much in the same way. We're fighting the same fight. Mm-hmm. Right? So we might not agree on everything, right? Because when Corey was saying, I'm not going to harm nobody, it was a couple of times where he clapped on me about not being a Bitcoin lover. And I thought my life was Corey coming at me. So I felt good to know that I wasn't in harm's way when Corey was clapping on me about this crypto. But in all seriousness, right? Everything that we do is always with good energy, that love, and nothing but positive vibes. So I appreciate that, y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to say one thing real quick before we move on. We got to get back to more of these comments, but I tune into a lot of Kamari shows, man, and Kamari be having some wild folks in the comments, man. And I think one of them made their way over here, man.
2 of them.
A couple of them.
Okay.
What we talking about?
Do
somebody need to be removed?
Yeah, a couple. It's a couple bots.
Oh God, yeah, I see it. Listen, we gonna have some fun then, because I'm about that action. So let's get to it. Let's get to our first before we get too wild.
Malik, you okay over there, good brother?
Now I'm looking for the comments in my joint.
Okay, all right.
It's a couple comments. There's a couple comments in there that I had to restrain. See, I showed restraint because my first thing is that I normally get the clapping when I see stuff like that. Like immediately, let's stop the show and let's get these folks the attention that they're looking for. But
let's give love to the people who love us, right?
Exactly.
Said, just imagine if we acted out of love at all times. Yo, you talking about
all we taught that matters is money. We're never taught that anything else matters except for money.
And Malik, I'm so glad you said that because that's something that really wrecks my brain. We've been having a conversation about something I've been talking about, kind of clout chasing, right? To a certain degree. I'm not going to name the folks because I'm going to put our piece out on it. But it does seem like that. We'll do anything for clout. We'll do anything for quote unquote elevation.
Do anything for dough.
Right. We'll do anything for dough, but at what's the real cost?
I mean, listen, I can tell you the real cost, but nobody going to listen to what the real cost is. The real cost is the salvation of our people. That's the real cost, because the salvation comes in the self-love, and we give all the love to the folks that don't deserve it.
Yep.
So that's the real cost is the salvation of the people. Like we don't get a chance to work together and love each other enough because we're giving all the love to these weird ass people that don't deserve it. So because they got money, like,
or because they got following,
whatever, man. Like I'm gonna leave it there. But like I can't. What you won't catch me doing is that, right? So for real, like everything that I get, everything that we get, we bring it right to the people. That's the whole thing. Like we on that dog, we on that the Dr. Claude, we take the money from anywhere, but what we do is we bring it right. We bring information. The thing that we bring back to our people is information and money. We bring that back to our people. Like anytime we get something, we bring it to them, because the thing is, it's shallow if it's only us. It's goofy. Like we know how to get to it. Like there's no we could ask each other for something, but none of us ask each other for anything except for the brotherhood that we already had. And when the sisters is here, it's a brotherhood and sisterhood. We don't ask. It's family. We don't ask each other for anything that we wouldn't give to each other, right? Yep. And so that's what I want to do with a larger group of people. You see what I'm saying? Like we already do that amongst each other. I'm trying to bring that to a larger group, and that's why our group is set up the way that it is. You know what I mean? Like if you go, you're all both of y'all behind the wall of what we do at the Brotherhood group. Like we bring flat out love. Anybody ask a question, ain't nobody attacking them for the question. Anybody need help with something, somebody come step up and answer the question. Anybody ask for anything, you know what I mean? If it can be done, it gets done. So there's no problems with helping each other. And then the thing is, that's how the movement start, right? It don't take 1 million people. It takes a dedicated, intentional set of people to get the ball rolling. And so that's where, that kind of love was missing when you get that kind of love to pink folks, to male sapiens that don't deserve it. I'm just gonna say male sapiens.
All right, let's keep moving, y'all. But thank you for that, Corey. All right, so Adrian says Chicago is any better, 200 plus increase in carjackings done by kids as young as 10. I'm definitely either moving to a majority clearish or slightly mixed suburb or leaving Chicago altogether. I know a lot of people are calling for reparations, but if mindsets aren't changed, many will be right back to where they were. The issues are multifaceted.
For sure.
Yep, I agree.
I think I don't agree. I do understand. I read the same article, right, with the kids. There's a lot of youth violence right now. Like these young guys. I don't know. When I was young, like older guys had guns, and maybe a kid had access to like one of the brothers and uncles' guns. But now these young boys have their own weapons. But I disagree for having a, I too struggle with the same thing. Like, where do I live? And I'm scouring the country looking for.
You're scouring the world. Let's keep it a bean.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm scouring the world. I will say that.
So wait a minute, Malik. What exactly do you disagree with then?
I disagree with her wanting moving to
proximity to whiteness to try to feel safer. You not no safer around them. Just to be clear.
I get what you're saying. You have to find like that enclave that has our folks. You're gonna pay for it too, because if you look at a lot of the neighborhoods that are ours, where it's upper folks.
Yeah, you coming out with them zeros gonna start. Them commas start. Them commas.
But those places do exist, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for the most part, it's only two major metropolis areas in this country that have that: DC and Atlanta. For like large,
you got Baldwin Hills too. You got Baldwin Hills.
Yes, you're right.
They've been set off for a long time. That's why, like, shout out to our brother Byron. Byron's been on this kick for a long time. He's been on the thing where you move next to your friends, right?
Move next to your friends.
He used to say this for years. He was like, "Yo, the problems that we have is because a lot of us don't and this goes back to being intentional. A lot of us should intentionally find areas and find like-minded folks and move. Imagine if the people that bang with us that are watching the Black Wealth Project, we all decided, hey, we're gonna live in this neighborhood. And hold
on. I gotta take a minute. I gotta get a bold shout out. David Ruffin, Mr. Malik Carter. So Malik actually shared that very same idea that you just mentioned over 10 years ago, Jimmy. Okay. Malik said we should, and this is another group that I started years ago. Malik said we should all put our money together and pick the worst neighborhood in Philadelphia to move to, buy the properties, rehab the properties, have a major influence on the public schools in that community, and you will see a change.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's 100% fact.
It's a fact, but part of it is now. So I want to give Malik his props, right?
Appreciate it.
Think that's
so he said he giving you the props now because he about to hit you with the uppercut.
No, honestly, there isn't. The only thing I would say is that for folks who already got kids, it becomes a bit more complicated because you're not going to see an overnight change, especially if you got kids that are like 5th, 6th, 7th grade already on, and it becomes a bit of a stretch. But for those who don't have kids, younger kids, it will be awesome. It will be totally awesome.
Right, and also you got to check out what Chris Senegal is doing in the 5th Ward, and
man, in Houston,
he's in Houston. He's definitely bringing some upwardly mobile and affluent Black folks back to the Buddy Nickel, aka 5th Ward.
I'm gonna go check that out because I just bought my crib like a half hour outside of there, and I'm going to go definitely check that out.
He had his co-working space. He bought a gym. He got a gym now. Like Chris is definitely putting this thing down for Black folks down in Houston. Shout out to Chris.
Yeah.
All right. So let's jump back in. All right. Dwight says preach. Hey, Roby.
Hey, Roby.
Roby, how are you?
So is this the hate you talking about, Jimmy?
It's not hate. I'm just asking Angela why you get the special, like, what's up with that? Like, why come on?
Hello to everybody, but hello, Angela. Thank you for the love.
Kamari and his minions.
Yes, hello, everyone. What would you say, Malik?
It's like Kamari and his minions.
Oh, please. Stop it. Stop it. I don't even think like that. We have a village mentality. We do, Alton. We do.
Hey, right. Man. Tell your nosy neighbors thank you, man, because Don, we don't get it set off without Don in here, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, okay. So there we go, Angela. She's going to say everybody's name. Listen, Angela, don't pay them no mind. They just being jealous. That's all.
Mac, what's going on?
Mia. See, Mia's part of our community. Mia, get to it. Mia, I hope you're okay setting all your accounts up.
Yeah.
All right, Jose says BK, certain areas have the same issues with violence, lack of opportunities, certain opportunities.
So I will say this about opportunities real fast. There's plenty of opportunities. We're not prepared for them.
Yeah,
like in Philly, I did an event a few months ago. It was like the Philadelphia real estate under Joe Biden, and I laid out 40,000 new jobs coming to Philadelphia in the next 24 months. How many people that are here are going to get those jobs? The unions only let a small few people in. Otherwise, the white boys that live in New Jersey is going to get them jobs, the union jobs to build all of this stuff, and then the black residents aren't educated enough to take the science job that's coming. So out of 40,000 construction jobs and all the tech jobs that's coming, Philly does a terrible job educating and preparing the citizens for the thousands of jobs that's coming. So opportunity is not it. Preparation of opportunity is the problem.
Well, can we talk about that like a little bit deeper, the educational side? Because I feel like we're in like the perpetual loop, like Corey said, trauma loops. I feel like we're in the hamster wheel almost, right? The system has never wanted to educate black folks, but yet we're always crying, bitching, and moaning about what the system is doing. There was a new article that came out that said Philadelphia school system is doing a terrible job of getting third graders on grade level to read.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that, and some people got mad at when I said that, part of that is also the parents' responsibility.
No, the parent is your first teacher.
Right, I agree. But what I was going to say is, at what point do we say, you know what? I know we got to go to public school or we got to do school, but at what point do we say, like other ethnic groups, and say we're going to create our own schools? Whether it be a dirt floor cabin that we used to have back in the days, or a single family row home that we had back in the days, to educate some of our children, even if it's just a supplemental Saturday school where we're teaching some of the key things that are coming in the future and cultural things. Like, when are we going to start having that kind of conversation?
I mean, I think that we do have it. It's just that in practice, like you said, no more Ivy League, like no more Lotus Academy, no more of these things. But I also do want to shout, I think I said it before, Marcus Klein out in Chicago, doing an amazing job teaching those kids out there on that school. But I will say this, as far as your parent being a first teacher, right? When my parents split, my mom worked 9 to 5 and then an 11 to 7. When was she going to have time to sit down with me and do my homework?
Well, that's why having resources matter, right? Because
so your mom was working 16 hours a day. And that's no shade to your mom, but that's part of the problem. The parents have to they're thinking about the roof over your head and to make sure that you eat and that you got clothes on your back. And she's not wrong for doing that, but on the other side, you had to take control of your own education. Somebody or something motivated you to take control of your education. And so that's where community comes in. That's where the community comes in.
That village mindset, bro.
Listen, man.
Only a fool will let his enemy educate his children. That's right. El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, rest in power.
But I'm still like reveling, so I ain't gonna talk about it too much. But I just watched Judas and the Black Messiah, which is about Fred Hampton. So we're not gonna go too deep into it, but we can talk about the Panthers. The Panthers are the one who started the food program, the breakfast program. We could do that right now. Again, there's still a lot of kids who are not eating, that are going to school hungry. I mean, it's little things like that. Like Corey said, it's community. So at what point do we start saying, you know what? This group of kids over here, they need help. I don't care where you live at. I don't care where you're from.
It was a sister in the paper yesterday. I want to get her name right. She does that today. Like she turned her home into a location. As a matter of fact, let me get her name so Kamar, you can pull the article up because I thought this was powerful. It was like
it was good. I mean, listen,
but to that point, how do we support that? Right? That's the type.
There's a person in our city that does that gets the most hate. Saw it does that. When
school programs?
Huh?
School programs?
No, she does. She does back to school programs. She feeds the neighborhood. She does all kinds of stuff, and people hate her guts.
They do.
People hate her guts.
Kamari, her name is Desiree Lamar Murphy. As a matter of fact, I'll try to pull it up because I'm looking at the article. I can spell it, and I'll show it on my screen. But I want to pull up this article because what she's doing and it should be acknowledged. It's phenomenal. And the thing is, a lot of times we don't feel like we can do anything, but you help one person, man, make a difference in one person's life, bro.
That has a triple effect. You talk about like multiplier effects. I think one of the things we need to talk about more is we talk about Black wealth. We got to talk about things that have great multiplier effects.
Yeah.
Just helping people with education is probably one of the things that has the greatest multiplier effect out of anything we could do. But while
I just share my screen, pull it up, I'll show you what I think about it. So this is her right here. She was hungry as a child, so now she used this to open her own food pantry.
Yeah, there we go. Where's she at? We need to pull up on her.
Yeah, man. And just
anybody know the sister?
She's in Winfield, so if anybody knows her, get her in touch with us so we can support her.
Yeah, we'll definitely show some love. I'm down for that, 100%.
Yeah, Desiree Lamar Murphy, right? And she's out here doing it. And instead of just asking and waiting for help, she did what she could, and she used her house as a right there, and she gives away what she can. Now, obviously, she has a backyard. She's about 550 square feet that she set up just to give away what she can. And I think the story was pretty powerful, man. So the thing is, folks are out here.
Slow down on the scroll. Slow down on the scroll so we can all see.
All right, my bad. I didn't think y'all was reading. I was trying to just find some points I could bring it up. But anyway,
but you know what? The mayoral candidate Jeff Brown should be able to help with that, right? If right now, I'm sure he has. I mean, I don't know what they're doing with that food now, but I'm sure there's a lot of waste, in the grocery stores. And like I said, Jeff
look
Brown.
Right here. Look at this. This is folks she does not set up right in her yard, and folks are coming and getting food. Doing whatever with everything going on. So this is powerful, man. This is someone taking action and doing it. You know what I mean?
And so to Malik's point, and I don't want to get too political because that race is really starting to rev up. But Jeff Brown actually does do a lot for nonprofits in the community.
No, he put on.
Kenji, I don't know if anybody knows Kenji, and Kenji checks in from time to time. But Kenji did a food feeding program out of 57th Street, the rec center over there. I've been over there a few times with him, but he got a lot of his food from Jeff Brown. So, I just want to put that on.
Can I ask this real quick, Kamari?
Since when do you ask to say anything, Malik?
I mean, I don't want to be too touchy because you said you didn't want to talk about the politics because the race is starting to heat up, and why don't you want to talk about the politics on the show?
Because if we show favoritism to one person and not really do a whole thing, it shows a slanted view of things.
Oh, it wasn't. I don't think it was favoritism in a way. It was just talking about an individual.
I'm leaving it alone altogether. But all I will say is that young lady right there, the individual, we have to support people like her.
Yeah,
right.
We can do more.
We talked about two people that's doing crazy. We talked about two people who's doing yeoman's work in communities. We talked about Otis. He's doing the multi-generational,
three people.
Three. Yeah. Well, I remember Otis. Oh yeah, saw it. Otis. And Desiree, like we have people in our city that's putting on for our people. Like we really be out here in the community. Like we was taking our Saturdays and Sundays and teaching the kids every Sunday before COVID, right? Before COVID happened, we was doing free camps. We was pulling up in people's cribs, giving them financial literacy. Like we was just giving it away, and we still do that.
Yeah, we still do it. I mean, it's through Zoom now. And shout out to everybody who sent through our Zoom if we try to help. But the bottom line is there's people out here doing the work. So I want to make sure we acknowledge that, sister. I thought that was powerful when I read the article. Otis is out here doing his thing. There's a lot of folks, but we have to make sure that we support them. You know what I mean?
So maybe one of the things that we can do is we could also start getting some of these people on the show. And we could all start leveraging some of our other relationships to make sure that they get the shine that they need, right? Because sadly, out of sight, out of mind. And the people that do the work in the community usually don't care about shine.
Yeah, because they working.
Exactly. They shouldn't. However, we know that, again, out of sight, out of mind, they don't get enough support because enough people don't know about them. Because there's other people out here like us that want to support those that are putting on for our folks.
Man, so, Demetrius Chambly, he's doing amazing work in terms of like bringing together black.
I don't know when that dude sleeps. Demetrius Chambly is out here getting to it.
Yeah. Wait a minute, is that the brother that came on earlier? You say you used to work with him a couple of shows ago. I think.
No. That's Carl Tone Jones. That's
No, it wasn't.
not even
It
him.
wasn't.
Listen, Carlton gets to it. Dimitri gets to it. You talking about Bailey, CW, like Winston. Winston gets to it.
Winston is in it. Yo, listen, he's out here helping a set of people that don't get no help, which is adults with autism.
Right.
He really out here putting it on for adults with autism, like, because our kids, well, all kids age out of the system at 21. He's the one who picks up. He's one of those people who picks up the ball for, especially, and a lot of his clients are kids, that aged out of these programs and now need somewhere to continue, for that continuous support, and that's what Winston does. And so, he's part of our community too. I work with Winston. That's when I was working with adults with autism. I was working with his company.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. He pulled up on us on one show. He probably
man.
Yeah, so he might be watching us. So I'll shout to him, but there's a lot of folks. We have to make sure we highlight those folks. That's one of the things we do with our platform, like the By the Hood podcast. So Demetrius has been on there. Winston has been on there. Now we got to reach out to this sister, make sure we share her story, because, like I said, we have to make sure that we support these people that are actually putting in the work, because a lot of times we sit around and complain about things, but there are people putting work in and taking action.
Right.
And,
all right, so let's do this. Let's make a point. I know y'all do a lot on By the Hood, but let's make a point to also figure out ways that we can share on the Black Wealth Project as well.
I think that we should start taking our icon of the week and all these kind of, and make sure we highlight people doing the work now.
Well, I mean, I like it all because I think history is important too. But I agree with you, Jimmy.
I love the answer. I absolutely love the answer.
I got you.
We need to make sure we just as much as we shout them out and show them love, show people making history right now.
Yeah, man. Let's not wait till people in the ground to give them their flowers. Let's not wait. Yeah, let's give them their flowers on top.
Everybody that's watching, how can we do a better job to highlight those who are out there in the community doing that work? Let us know. Put it in the comment right now. So Alvin says, "Good book on health" by Dr.
Layla Africa.
Thank you. That's the brother, right? I think he just pass. I feel like he just passed.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that body.
Okay. All right, Dwight. Yeah, the colonoscopy is a must. You caught that, Dwight. I was trying to be gentle around that.
Oh, I caught it.
Yeah, but she gave me some options. I ain't got to do that. Not yet, anyway. Janelle Barrett, sorry, but Top Shot packs dropping right now.
She about to go get that money.
No, I saw your comment, and within 5 minutes, they were sold out.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I grabbed my phone when you said it, and it's gone.
Is that the coin you was talking about, Jimmy, or that's something else?
NBA Top Shots is a non-fungible token. It's in conjunction with the NBA. They're like digital playing cards. But the values on these things are insane, and they only have drops once in the blue. So they definitely had a drop, and the drop was sold out literally within 3 minutes. It was done.
Wow.
So I couldn't get one. I definitely tried to get one. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
All right, so Alan says, always good, family. How are y'all? We good, man.
We good. We appreciate you showing up too, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. We alive and breathing on schedule. I peeked at Dwight, but we can't talk about it. I'm chomping at the bit to talk about it. Jimmy saw it. Corey said he ain't watching it.
I'm gonna get Corey to watch it, man. Corey, you gotta watch, bro.
Well, I can't speak for Corey.
I still haven't seen Get Out, so.
But this is
two different. Yeah, Corey, I think you would really enjoy this, right? Because I ain't gonna give it away. But there was
a true story. There's nothing to give away. That's why I hate
but you still don't know how it's going to be sequenced in the movie, so I don't want to give it away. But there was
Corey knows the story of Fred Hampton, so it's not.
I know he does. I know he does. But that point where they got the money from the gang, and he said, "Listen, is this about me or is this about the people?"
Man, that was heavy.
Go build that clinic. Go build that clinic. And I was like, man, we need more of that.
That was heavy. Listen. And there's an amazing book I've been telling folks all weekend every time they hit me with the movie. Like, it's called The Assassination of Fred Hampton. That book was phenomenal. I've read multiple books on Fred Hampton, but that was probably my favorite one, because what you recognize in reading that book is how we were robbed, how he was a leader of men, charismatic, intelligent, and he had it all. He had it all, which is why, the FBI called him the Black Messiah, because they saw what it was, and they had to get him out of here.
Yep.
At 19, right? At 19.
21.
He died at 21. He died at 21.
No, I'm saying, right, when he started, he was what, 19?
Yeah, he was reading folks at 19, man. And he had it all, bro. He was the one. He had it all.
What's up, Fred? How you doing?
Yo, what's going on, Fred?
Latoya says, well, the little things count, right? Showing love can be simply asking someone if I could be of service to them. I agree, Alton, if they need the help without wanting something in return. Yep, I totally agree.
Yep.
Facsimile.
Yeah, man. I'm working on that. I'm working on it, man. I'm working on my mindset, man. Believe me, I need it.
All right, so Alton says, to me, where I'm at, heated debates amongst black folks without a resolution need understanding as black on black crime. I would push back on that a little bit, Alton.
No. I think you misunderstand what he's saying. He says where he's at, like how he feels about it. Like
no. I got you. I got you. I was just going to say sometimes you need to have multiple conversations.
Yeah.
You don't. Sometimes you can't see the thing because we ain't spent enough time marinating on it, meditating,
and flushing it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not fully flushed out, but because listen, we have a lot of heated debates, right? Yep. And some of them don't come to resolution right away, but we understand that, you know, when we go back to our corners and we look at what's happening, that we can move forward from that point.
Right. Now, Fred, this is interesting, Fred. We need more OGs and elders to sober the young cats up instead of gassing them. The problem with that, Fred, is a lot of the OGs ain't sobered up themselves. So, you know, I mean, I agree with you, Fred, but we got an issue here. And that's part of the reason why we continue to keep having these generational gaps, arguments, and fights so much. I mean, part of it's natural, too. You always got the young and the old, but the other part is we ain't got enough love in there to kind of bridge that gap, in my opinion.
Yeah, because we lead with experience, but you got to lead with love. People don't remember anything that you do to them if you don't treat them right. Yep. My listen, man. My grandmother said, if you feed a hungry man a steak, he'll say thank you 1,000 times. If you remind him every day that you fed him a steak, he'll still kill you.
Yep.
And so
Ooh, grandma was a member of the Locks, boy. She had the bar.
But listen, it's because people remember how you treat them way more than they'll remember what you did for them. And nobody seems to understand that. No one. People talk about understanding it, but people don't live that in practice.
Well, I think a lot of it too, Corey, is, again, I agree, but a lot of us are trained to be totally egocentric. I mean, that's what the system is about here. It's about I, me. How do I stroke my ego today? And we forget all of that. So it's hard to really tap into the love. Listen, man, help me with this one, y'all.
Ryan Holiday, real quick. Ryan Holiday. The book is called "Ego Is the Enemy." Everybody should read the book. It'll tell you about why you need to leave your ego somewhere else, bro. Ego is the enemy. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kamar.
No, so I was going to say, help me out with this one. So Adrian says, a lot of times I think our ancestors didn't survive for us to kill each other. I mean, I agree with that, but I feel like I might be missing some of the context of delivery there. Does anybody see another angle?
I think what she's trying to say is our ancestors didn't give their life for us to be out here.
So we could be out here killing each other and disrespecting each other and not loving each other.
Gotcha. I agree. None of you or your parents or grandparents were ever slaves. My
this is what we were talking about, the bots. This is
my grandfather. All right, so yeah, this is cool. My grandfather was hold on, I got it. Or I mean, y'all get it too, but I want to read it so we could all get to it. My grandfather was an Irish slave. Where are my reparations? So more than likely, Andrew, your grandfather was not an Irish slave. More than likely, he was an indentured servant. They are different. They are totally different. Not only are they different, you could also look at our society. There's a great book called Caste that I would suggest that you read as well. That talks about the caste system that was built around race and keeping black people down. And you can see it. You can see it in legislation policy from the federal government to the state government to local government. So we not just on here complaining and talking shit just for the sake of just making stuff up. Like, this is real stuff. It's documented. It's fact. So nobody on here is a dummy. Nobody on here is a blind follower. So, you know, I would suggest, I think this is your first time here. I don't know what your persuasion is. I don't know what your background is, but it sounds like you're a little ignorant about who we are and how we operate.
All I say is this, though. I don't get mad at folks like Andrew. I know people got mad when he put that comment in here. What I'll say is this. If you feel like your folks should have reparations, go fight for that. That's not my concern. Your grandfather is of no concern to me. So therefore, with that being said, I'm not mad at you. Like, you know, live your life. Go fight for your reparations. If you feel like you should get reparations, go fight for it. That's your thing.
Yeah, I got 3 letters for Andrew. FOH.
Yeah, like
well said.
I don't get mad at folks, man. Go do you. Go fight for your reparations, man.
Oh man, this is pure bots. I don't know if this is a Russian bot, an Israeli bot. Good looking honky. All right, good looking honky guys. Peter North here, old adult film star. We're hurting ourselves in the adult industry business. Try wearing a mask and a condom. Look like a mad sex doctor. All right, so
Peter North, you must be trash because, like, you know, I've never heard of you, you know, the work. So you must not have any amazing films with amazing ladies. Because not that I, you know, not that, you know, I look at men in porn, but you know, some people are legends, right? If I said Ron Jeremy, y'all know who I'm talking about, and he's a Yakubian brother. So,
oh man, sorry.
Not that I watch porn either, because I don't watch porn.
Allegedly, right? So, Latoya says I believe that as well.
Yeah, we need to block for those two bots. That's what she was saying.
Well, I blocked Andrew or Honky, whatever.
No, the Honky is a bot. He called
that's a bot.
That's a bot. The other brother, other person might be serious, and again, I ain't mad at him either, though. Like,
no, I ain't mad. I think
we spend a lot of time, specifically online. I see just like arguing with folks back and forth. Like, we're still in this place where we're trying to prove to people why we deserve certain things and why we should be treated a certain way. And we need to stop spending our time trying to prove that to folks. If you feel like, you know, we shouldn't get certain things or we shouldn't be treated a certain way, cool. You're of no concern to me. Like, you don't even exist to me. So
you can't stop me from getting where I need to go.
Exactly. So
all right, so let's get back to loving our folks. They don't deserve no more energy.
Absolutely. I don't know what you got for dinner, dog, but it looks like it's fire though.
What's up, Missy? How you doing? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Missy.
Missy says hello. Loving the word every day. Intentional. Just got on. I really enjoyed this conversation and all the conversations up to this point. All right, we
appreciate you too, Missy.
Listen, y'all, if y'all are in our group, the Black Wealth Project group here on Facebook, we invited y'all to come on and join us. If somebody has something to say and just wanted to join in the conversation, the link is in the chat or the post that is in the Black Wealth Project group. So if y'all want to join in, come on in and come in and spread some words, spread some gospel.
Yeah, let's get more. I was about to ask.
Yeah, I'm lost, bro.
Yeah.
That was a cliffhanger. All right, Alan says, I think in our community, we need to do a better job of analyzing the consequences of our actions when we're putting ourselves in certain situations, especially when they could affect our families. Well, Alan, I agree. I always say we take too many penitentiary chances.
For sure.
Anybody got anything on that?
No, I was just saying that was probably in response to me talking about my you know, my younger family member acting berserk, and I had to tell him, like, listen, one action can keep you getting, like, he eating already. There's no reason in the world to stop your money for the rest of your life because somebody owe you money today. Right. You gonna get that $500,000.
A lot of that is ego, bro. A lot of that is ego.
Right. In Philadelphia, there was a police officer, like he was, I forget his title, high up there, like very close to retirement age. Somebody burnt him for $90,000 and he hired a hitman. This is maybe like 10 years ago. Now he lost his pension. He got locked up. Like that $90,000 cost him way more than $90,000. He got burnt and lost the rest of his entire life.
Because we don't look at, like, we don't like taking L's, right? That goes all to ego, yo. That goes all to ego, man. Ego,
but it's also our ability to, like Alton said, to examine short-term consequences for long-term.
Yeah, process, man. Like there's no process. There's no inner conflict resolution. We talk about outer conflict resolution between two people. Where's the inner conflict resolution? Like, damn, like, should I really do this? Like, we haven't done a good job of teaching our children the inner conflict resolution. Like,
so this is Mrs. Williams has came with a wonderful point talking about Malik and money, right? Malik, because she's responding to something Malik said earlier about we are motivated by money, but she says we equate money with safety and security, and a lot of people think that that ends justify the means. That's a bar right there.
Yeah, that is a bar.
Except for, I don't think so, because they spend it like water, right? So that's the case. Yeah, of course, some of them, right? Yeah. You know, but it's like It's like
she was actually agreeing with you, Malik.
I understand she was agreeing, and I appreciate that. I just wanted to point out about the safety and security. If that was the case, we would be hoarding money.
Yeah, instead of putting it back out, like
right, instead of spending it. It's like people, but I find a lot of people don't really want to be rich. They just want to buy shit. I'm saying it's like it's about everything.
But
like
when you've been denied things your entire life, the first thing you want to do when you have an opportunity is to get everything you've been denied.
100%.
And so,
me too. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you, man. It's just this. Just 3 days ago, I was pricing out, PJs to Puerto Rico, for next year.
Whatever, man. You ain't gonna do it. You too cheap for that. You say you yourself.
Yes, sir. I definitely would do it.
Listen, man, let me get off here, bro. I gotta send you a link, man. My man Kerry sent me something yesterday. Yo, Cats is now building floatable cities, man. So
I heard you earlier. So you're talking.
Yeah, man. So the move ain't no more. The move ain't to move to a different country, man. We gotta get our own city now.
Yeah, you got, but you don't see. Let's go. I'm with it.
So, all right, listen, Jimmy, you see this, right? Corey got a shout out too. Ain't about this me. Ain't about this.
Man, she known us 25 years.
So she still gave it. She's showing love. All right, so we got to read it. Corey Camp, I'm so proud of your growth because they don't know V-Day saved them.
They did. V-Day did save them. Those bots, because I have an allergic reaction to BS. And so,
Dawn,
hey, what's going on, Dawn?
Hey, Dawn. Happy Sunday to you. Wrong group for that type of comment.
They're talking about the bots.
Yeah, but all right, Don says, but this is the majority of our community, or is that the minority? The negative aspects of our community gets more attention. Yes.
Ooh, that's a great point.
The stick always gets more attention than the carrot.
Yes.
So you know what? Guns are very loud, sir. Guns are loud.
But again,
there's a small portion. There's a small percentage of small, like there's a lot of gun violence in our city being committed by very few.
Small percentage of people. I forgot the number.
They said 80% of the gun violence is being committed by like 4% of the people.
Something like that. It was a single digit.
Yeah, something crazy.
It was a single digit, but I think that's an excellent point overall, though, Don. Just in general, like I understand what Malik's saying, but I think it's an excellent point because I think this also happens when you don't control your media. You don't control the narrative. You don't control the story. Like stories about the young lady we just showed, those don't get a lot of shine. But gun violence gets all sorts of attention and energy. So we don't share the stories. This is why Kamari's talking about how do we highlight people that are doing the work. They're quick to highlight the people that are pulling the triggers, but not quick to highlight the folks that are doing good work out here. So this is what happens when you don't control your media. And for some, I shouldn't say for some reason, we know the reason. We always get judged by our lower,
the worst among us,
right? So I listen. Sometimes I see people like, because y'all people on y'all housewives and they talk about these shows, right? And they try to judge us all based upon something from TV. I'm like, y'all don't look at them as Honey Boo Boo. Like Honey Boo Boo is complete and utter trash. But they put that off to the side somewhere, right? But we get judged by. We always seem to get judged by that, right? So, Don, I think that's an excellent point. We have a lot of beautiful brothers and sisters doing amazing things. Making Black history right now, creating things. Building things, but that's not what makes headlines. It's not salacious enough.
Facts. All right, so let's get to the rest of these. Appreciate you too, Dwight.
We appreciate you, bro.
All right, so Latoya says that's because y'all aren't operating from ego. This is what operating from love and purpose looks like, and we feel it. Well, thank you. I mean,
thank you.
That's what it's all about.
Hey, Kamar, lead up there for a second, man. I want to screenshot this IG post right there, though.
Get at it.
All right, go ahead, man. No, I'm just saying, this is how you create content while you create content.
Hey, I ain't mad at you. Did you get it? Do I need to smile?
I just went to the folder right here. I got the timestamp down. I can go back and get it, man. But Latoya, listen, we love and appreciate you, sis. Like it is.
Yeah, listen, she's invited us out multiple times, and even this summer to help teach her kids. And she does programming around building financial literacy and job creation.
She's doing the work. She's out here doing
the absolute.
Well, listen, Latoya, let us know so we can also help pump your message as well. I mean, please.
Listen, we got a whole team, Latoya. So it's me and Corey are there always. And if you need any more help, listen, we'll get Malik and Kamari to come out for your folks too, man.
That's a no-brainer. Listen, I mean, we don't talk about this much, but the first time Jimmy, Corey, and I actually sat down, I told them that I wanted to do a camp. I've been wanting to do a camp for a long time. And what did they say? Well, you can do the camp with us. And I said that because I ain't got to figure it all out. You already got it.
and then COVID put the brakes on that.
Because again, I wasn't looking to make money off of it. I was just looking to help and put back and deposit into our folks. So, we got to figure that back out.
And Latoya, by the way, Latoya has two brilliant geniuses. Her boys are both brilliant. And they were in our camp.
Yes.
And they're too brilliant.
Yes, Fred. That's what's been said. That
hey Fred, if you the sheer amount of names that me and Corey have, for the clear people, boy.
They got it.
We can write a whole dictionary.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say we gonna need a Blackwell Project dictionary at some point. I know y'all got one for By the Hood, but at some point we can bring
it together.
Yeah, they can get done.
Yep. He said yes, folks. He said Mayo Sapiens.
Mm-hmm.
Get that timestamp too, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He said Mayo Sapiens. I mean, we call them the sheetrock people. We got all kinds of names for them, man.
6F, 3F, whatever it is.
Oh yeah, 6F. 6Fs.
Hey, man.
All right, so Alton says, big fact, we emphasize money so much in our community and our brotherhood, sisterhood, our elders, dignity, integrity, and academics. Facts, again. And listen, none of this stuff is brand new, right? So one of the reasons why I love history so much is when you really get into the real history, it usually sets the record straight. So I know we love to blame everything on the young folks, but guess what? Our elders was doing some of the same fuck shit that the young folks is doing now.
Man,
so you're able to look at it and look at it through the proper lens. It ain't the young people's fault. That's just how they just acting out on what they learned.
Listen, man, the great poet Emilio Sparks said, "I don't blame you, I blame your old head."
Right. What up, Willard? All I have to say is how about all
the Temple Bay.
Super Bowl champs, Black excellence, talking about Black love. My brothers did the damn thing. This is what we're all capable of when we granted the opportunity. Now, Willard,
I agree with that.
I agree, but I can't rock with the quarterback. But it's all good.
My man said Temple Bay Buccaneers.
Yep, he did. Listen,
we agree.
And I'm a Temple alum, so I'm here for it.
Hey man, I went to Temple University. I went to the real estate institute at Temple. So, but
I'm in it now.
The greatest landlord.
Hold on, you in there now, Malik? You in school?
Yeah. I am. I'm getting my broker's license.
I thought you was out the game.
Of real estate?
Yeah, I thought you.
He trying to move to the GM box.
No, so here's the thing, right? The algorithms were listening to my conversations. I mentioned that I was interested in learning about low-income housing tax credits. The next day, I get a targeted ad, for Temple Real Estate School. And, so I'm taking these classes, but the classes actually go towards the broker license. So I am learning about commercial real estate and for the next few classes. And then I think the third class is financing. And then the fourth class, I just sit my broker exam, for that. But I did take.
Clap for him, y'all. Clap for
him. My undergrad, I took microeconomics at Temple one summer. That's my only program I took at Temple was microeconomics.
Yeah, I went to that.
And I will say this, pre-high school, I did used to think that Temple was an HBCU because everybody with the Temple was Black. And then I used to ride past the Spring Fling. I was like, yeah, damn. Wait, Temple not Black? Because the Temple Spring Fling was amazing once upon a time.
Listen, that goes to show Black folks make everything high, man.
Listen, man, I went to the full program of when I got my real estate license back in the day with Temple. I never thought Temple was a Black school, but I'm not gonna lie to. I did think Georgetown was a Black school back in the day because of Coach Thompson. Like, you couldn't tell me Georgetown wasn't an HBCU.
Yeah, the only reason I knew Temple wasn't.
I found that it wasn't.
Yeah, the only reason I knew Temple wasn't an HBCU is because my mom graduated from there. She was like, "Hell no, bro!"
Right?
Like, she was like, "Nah."
When I was 13, 14, I thought Temple was a Black. Because everybody like, I go to Temple, like, then they all Black. It got to be a Black college.
Yo, my mom.
Oh, there we go.
All right, there we go, Angela.
The record straight, everybody. She's giving everybody their flowers and props.
Angela, love and appreciation. That's all.
Yeah.
Now, we ain't going to talk about Valentine's Day being a vegan holiday, but, it's all good. I appreciate it, Angela.
When we going to get to the part we acknowledge me being stamped as a guru in the streets, though, that's how it's.
Oh, yeah, we coming for that.
Okay, I just want to make sure
we definitely. Oh, I was not letting you get off this show without coming for that, bro.
I'm saying Courtney not here. Courtney not here, so we got two gurus like as part of the team now, man. It's the streets. Yeah. I didn't.
Nobody else matters. The show is all about Jimmy, y'all.
No,
yo, listen. Today is a day to give out flowers, and the
streets gave me my stamp, bro. It ain't me.
All right, we gonna come to that. Let's get through the rest of these comments. All right, so Alton says, can we talk about Supo playing with sex or S.E.X so that we minimize single parent households within our community? Ooh. I'm not following. Anybody following?
So I think I know what he's trying to say, but I don't know who Supo is. Like us supposedly playing with sex. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Dawn says, that's why as a single mother, I started my administrative support business. My mom and my sister were my babysitter when I had functional clients or client functions. Excuse me. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Don't get into it.
All right. So Latoya says, so this is what I do and try to address daily. I'm trying to reshape and enrich program paradigm. Want to take employment into the frame because the reality is that some of our kids can't take their education seriously because eventually they're expected to contribute to the household finances.
Woo.
Okay.
Well, we could do a whole show on that, man.
Yeah,
man. Because what I recognize from our community, just talking to people that actually have succeeded, is almost like I think Tracy had the term thrivers reports.
Yeah.
In our community, a lot of times we deal with a certain thing of feeling like we have to contribute and take care of our community more so than other cultures. And, we can literally do a whole show on that.
Facts. All right. So Adrian said, I think there are groups who do what you're talking about, Kamari. They just don't get the exposure or financial support that larger organizations do. I believe they are in multiple cities like New Era. New Era is actually dope, y'all. He had a couple of missteps, but I like the work they're doing. But New Era is a group that patrols the neighborhoods, offer food, clothing. I donate to an organization called Kids Off the Block here in Chicago. I purposely look for our organizations that are doing the work and support them.
I gotta look them up. I've never heard of New Era. I never heard
You never heard of New Era?
New Era.
Right. The leader of New Era is his brother by the name of Zeke. So they shut down businesses that act retarded with our folks. They're in the schools. They're doing feeding programs. I mean, the closest thing I could align them to is probably the Black Panthers of the modern day. I mean, they're walking around with the RGB flag.
I think I've seen it. I put like this now.
I've seen videos. I didn't
know that was New Era.
Yeah.
Okay, that's dope. We got to support them too, then, man.
Yeah.
This is why I get so upset when something happens. And they be like, you only care when a cop kills somebody. Any other day, nobody don't work. I'm like, people do work every
single day.
Just because you don't know. I mean, you got the whole, this we can't. You can't forget the NFAC. You can't mess with. You need to represent them.
Yeah. They're not effing around. The not effing around committee. The boys that went up.
I know you're talking about. Yeah.
They got a little mental static with them.
Yeah, they goofy.
Black gun ownership is a must right now.
I'm not mad at them for having the guns. They tactics is trash though. Yeah. Their tactics are trash. Like if you're going to
a military man, he don't like the way he moves.
Yeah, like how you going to tell somebody you showing up with and then bring and I'm showing up and I'm bringing guns. If you tell me you're going to come to my house and you show up with a gun, I'm gonna sit in my window and I'm gonna kill you. But
or you're going to deploy your troops in strategic locations and you're going to snipe the hell out of everybody.
Yeah, like maybe nobody walks away from that.
No, I mean, I guess you're just doing it because but look, fire on IG. They doing it for IG hits, but that's either him.
Yeah, that's just
their recruitment went up. But the point is, I was joking about them though. But seriously though, I think that right now in Philly, like I said, I put it out before, but the guy Rock, Rock Jeter and Childhood Losses Me and Steve, they're doing great with the chest chat. I know because of COVID, that's down. But they go back behind the wall, like, teaching kids to basically strategize, like using, like relating chess to real life and making them think about the consequences of their action. Like do amazing work. My son goes to the program whenever it's open, and I really appreciate them. So I support everything that they do.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they got a strong program. I've been wanting to take my son and my daughter down there, but again, COVID, y'all. You know what? Shout out to Jimmy. He's a guru, right? He's got a meme that I cannot get out of my head. Speaking of COVID, so he's got a Jim Jones meme, and all it says is Rona though. It's like all these people are going outside, but it's Rona though.
It's Rona though.
Every time somebody's like, "Yo, I want to go out," like one of my homegirls, one of my taxes said, "Listen, y'all want to go to the convention in September?" All I had in my head was, "It's Rona though," and I'm in my mind in the Jim Jones voice. It is hilarious to me. All right, Barry says making contact and offering them a segment of whatever time length to share about what they are doing and what resources would support their commitment to community. All right. So shout out to Mary May, Maria, or excuse me, I don't know if it's Mari Butterfly Love. That's her alias online. All right. And by the way, Mary is a trained mental health professional. All right. So the violence in our community is from survival narrative. Absolutely. That individuals are challenged on multiple levels and does not start at the time of crime. It starts from early education and community growth.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep.
It starts because we don't love each other. Let's boil it down to hard rocks. When you boil it down to hard rock, we don't love each other enough. We say we love each other, but our actions say something totally different.
Exactly. All right. So Andrew knows that shit. He's being disingenuous in that and an ass. Got you. All right, so it looks like good looking honky had another comment, but I blocked him so I can't see it.
Yeah.
I blocked him too soon. I can't see it. Yes, the two wackos in the chat. Yep. What's up, Richard?
Rich.
All right, I appreciate the support always. Yeah, listen, we serious about this community building.
Yeah, man.
All right, so I think no guy had me thinking it was it. Yeah, absolutely. I could have gone anywhere else, but I chose Temple.
Right.
All right. Agent says I'm older, not necessarily an elder. Well, depends. But these youngins are way different than when I was coming up. The disrespect and hostility makes it hard to want to be the village, just being honest. I get some people saying that. I'll say this. More of our youth need hugs than they actually need whoopings.
Yeah. All right. And I'll say this about elders as I've become one. Elders, because a lot of elders lead with disrespect and think that kids are supposed to take it because they're elders.
Right.
And so I'm gonna leave it there. A lot of these kids' worst nightmares is their parent and their elder circle.
For me, I always try to have a little empathy because what I do understand is no one is born a monster, right? So when you see these young kids and they acting that disrespectful and that wild and they're willing to commit violence, what have they seen in their life? Like they weren't born with a gun in their hand, right? They're born innocent and don't know anything. So what has happened over that time, the whole nature versus nurture thing, not that some folks just aren't born evil, but what has happened to them or what have they seen? You know what I mean? So we talk a lot about education and about what the school does, but like, some people can't focus in school because of everything else going on. So,
this conversation leads me to something my mentor imparted on me before he transitioned. So he says, when you think about the family dynamic, who's like the favorite person out of everybody? Now we know everybody loves mom,
grandma.
Everybody loves grandma. Everybody loves Nana. Everybody loves my mom. And what does all of Nana, my mom, grandma, what do they always say? Come on in, baby. You want something to eat? And he says, what does that signal to a person? This is a safe environment. Now, this ain't for the crazy grandmas and nanas, y'all. Y'all got some out there that's a little off. But for the most part, right, the environment is always an environment of love. And so if we can always act like that, even if we're faking it till we make it, I think it would go a long way.
No, man. Keep that fake love. Let's let it be intentional and real.
Well, no. I don't mean fake in the matter of being fake, but I'm saying some people don't know how to be caring, right? We have such hard exteriors. We've been trained that way. We've been regimented that way. And so you got to pull back some of that veneer, and that takes time. That's what I'm saying.
It does. But here's the thing, right? And, tying in the whole Black Messiah thing, right? When you look at how we've been treated, not only by each other, but by institutions, you see why we have like a certain level of distrust and why we move the way we move, right?
Absolutely.
So we have a lot to combat. We have more to combat than most folks. You know what I mean? Like the idea, right? And we're not trying to really talk about the movie because we try to do a whole show on that movie. But the idea that doesn't happen these days is insane. You know, I think about this. I was telling Monica, I said, "Yo, it's probably informants right within our group." But it is all they're going to see. All they're going to see is us giving each other love, though. You know what I'm saying? But then when you think about it, that's all they were doing. You know, back then too.
Yeah, but my thing is they didn't say, you know, I'm not shooting shots at Black Lives Matter. I'm shooting shots at the name. They didn't say Black Lives Matter. They said Black Power. And that the dynamics of what you say is totally different. The energy behind those two statements is totally different. The difference between Black Lives Matter and Black Power is one is an affirmation and the other one is it sounds like a cry for help. And so the difference in the power of those statements is something that you can't neglect. And this is why they killed them and they support the other group. Because
our John says black wealth is black power. So
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you know,
I'm not saying nothing disparaging about the actual.
No, I got you. No, I got
the
you.
People, but the name doesn't like the name is. It sounds like a cry for help instead of an affirmation. Black Lives Matter isn't an affirmation. That's a state of being. Right, Black Lives Matter. Period. So let's just be clear. And so to have to say that is to say that we, you know, what I mean, it's like backtracking on it. Black Power is the affirmation. We're coming for the power, and so I don't.
But remember this, Corey. There was a lot of people that didn't agree with that statement.
Oh, Black for sure. Oh, right? For sure.
It wasn't the entire community. Just like right now. BLM gets a lot of smoke. They get a lot of hate, right? At the end of the day, though, it's the work that really matters, in my opinion. But let's
listen. I'm again. I said nothing disparaging about their work.
Real quick. Hey, Courtney, ain't you supposed to be at dinner?
Hold on, I was trying to get to that, Jimmy. Don't. Hold on. Let's acknowledge Quran. Hope you young people consider consequences. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I'm late.
What's going on, fam?
Nairobi says great show to you.
We get this one. We gotta give Nairobi her flowers, yo. Nairobi is the world's greatest landlord, right?
Yes, she is.
Wait a minute, say that again.
Nairobi, the world's greatest landlord.
Easily, hands down.
You know what? I heard her say, and I don't know if it was her or Aisha, but I think on y'all show she said she gives them all a care package. Is that right?
Oh, yes. Go look at our page or her page right now. Like we put it, we actually reposted it because we like, yo. She's the greatest landlord in the world. She understands that real estate is a customer service business, and specifically in our community, when you provide, landlords get a bad rap a lot of times, and sometimes it's justified because we got some trash landlords.
Trash landlords,
slumlords. But when you understand that it's a customer service business, you provide quality housing. You're actually doing community work just by providing that. And she goes a step further, and she tries to educate her people with great black authors. I'll say great black authors. And she gives them care packages. She gives them care packages.
I know where that's going. She gives them care packages and just takes care of them in a certain way. So we want to acknowledge her as being the world's greatest landlord. You know what I'm saying? I got to step my game up.
Yeah.
All right. There you go, Jimmy. Have at it.
All right. So Courtney, ain't you supposed to be at dinner, yo? Like, why you? This is my Mr. Robot look, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a guru out in these streets, so I gotta, look the part of the guru. You know what I mean? I've been certified by the streets as a guru, so I'm trying to have that look, Courtney.
Yeah.
Now, this is what I don't understand. If you're gonna take a night off, don't come in the comments, right? Enjoy the night out.
And she come in the comments for her shade too. Like, come on.
Shady boots comments. She came in with the shady boots.
So Mary May says we need a new constitution for black and brown bodies to matter and create our own system. I agree. Latoya says, I get what Corey is saying. It's like BLM is asking for our existence to be validated.
No.
All right, one is affirmation and the other is cry for help. You're saying something. Got you. That's what love. Yeah, listen, always love.
It's always love here.
Y'all central people like a cult anyway. So
hey. All right. I want to stop the show. I want to call a timeout on the show. Jim, our brother Jim, has been certified he's a certified Bitcoin professional. I
wasn't even talking about that one though. I wasn't even
talking. Listen. I'm getting to the blue check. Right?
I'm not talking about that either. But
wait a minute, you got a blue check?
Well, no, he got on the blockchain. I do.
On the blockchain, he's certified on the blockchain too.
They certified me as Eve Sweat. Eve Sweat got certified.
Hold on, Corey, give him his flowers.
Listen, man, my man Jim is a certified Bitcoin professional. He out here, you know, he did enough studying so he could tell you all these shit coins is shitty. And you gotta believe him now because he got the certification. Also, he got that blue check on the blockchain because he gets to it on the blockchain. Jim out here, and then the thing is, he not hiding none of that info. He bringing all that info back to the folks. So that's where the flowers come in. You know what I mean? All of the accolades is well deserved. He bring all that information back to the people. Me being one of those people, so that we can all get to it. So with that, man, I would like to, you know, my partner in crime, Jim. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, bro.
Corey, hold on, y'all.
I was actually talking about
hold on, Jim. Hold on. So, Corey, I got a question for you. Because the way the story goes is that you were the one that kicked Jim in his backside to make him to get in the blockchain.
I did.
So how does that feel now that he didn't take it to a whole nother level?
It feels good. Like what the fuck? I don't care. Like
you do care. You do care.
No, listen, any info I get.
Wait, hold on.
No.
Hold on. We talking about showing love. So when I ask you,
no, I'm talking about that he surpassed. I don't care that he surpassed me or not.
You know that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. That. I'm talking about the feeling that your brother took your advice.
No.
Ran with it.
I love that. You know what I mean? Like that's what I said. Like I don't care that he surpassed me. I love that he surpassed me. That he went to another level.
I give him his props all the time. He's part of the story. When people ask me about it, I said, "Yo, I wasn't into it." Corey is the one who said, "Yo, listen, man, take action." Because I was, you know, I'm analytical. I'm analyzing everything. Yo, take action. And me taking that action changed everything, bro.
And I think that's important to highlight, right? Because in order for us to become a greater people, we always have to be encouraging, pushing, motivating, and inspiring one another. And that's what y'all did, right? Y'all story is cool. I make jokes about the cult. Listen, I went to FLC and I love my Bobcat Nation, but y'all be making me feel a little jelly sometimes because y'all getting at it and it's all loving y'all.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So for the Central folks out there, Kamari is jealous that he don't have no number. He can't shout his number out, and everybody knows what I mean. Yeah, I'm saying, you know,
it's counterfeit. His number counterfeit.
Yeah, let others sing of college days, man. Let others sing of college days, man. I will say this though, like Courtney knows what I'm talking about if she's still watching, man. It's the street certified me a guru. That's all I was talking about because Courtney's already been certified as a guru on the street. So this week,
hold that.
I got my guru flowers.
Hold that for 1 second, Jim, because I wanted to jump on that. So I was looking at that certification, right? And as my industry changes, I'm going to be impacted by that. So I might even go take that certification as well. Mm-hmm. I'll definitely check in with you because the way crypto and blockchain is being adopted, it's affecting the tax base like crazy. So
yeah, man.
But all right, tell us, why are you the man on these streets? Why did you get guru status?
All right, listen. So Courtney has already been certified. So me and Courtney got a joke because like there's been folks like, on the internet who calls her a guru, and I was like, yo, nobody else has ever been called a guru. But I got my guru flowers this week. Someone said, "Yeah."
And that's
it. They said he's the guru, so I just want my guru flowers. That's all. I had forgot about all the other stuff. I was talking about this. You know, the street certified me a guru. So
now, did that same person that called her a guru call you a guru?
Whole different person, which makes it even more powerful.
Yeah, because
that makes it more powerful. Like so, you know what I mean. So we talk about the Black Wealth Project. We got folks on magazine covers. We got gurus. Like we got it all.
Yeah, we out here working.
Cover. That's dope.
You know that. You want me to share my screen and pull it up? Is that what you're trying to do?
That's not a magazine cover, brother. I was on a newspaper.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah, I was the minion.
My fault. All right,
I was a little minion. I was the minion in that. That's
there you go. Tracy was on a magazine cover too, though.
Tracy, that's what I was getting at. Tracy's the big boss. The big.
Listen, Tracy's the cover girl. She bodied that cover too. She did. She definitely bodied the cover. But you was on the front of a newspaper.
I was one of the minions, right? It wasn't about me.
There you go. Trying to act all humble.
It ain't about all that. It's just about doing the work. All right. So Roby says thanks for the love. Latoya says she feels a little jelly.
Yeah. Right? No. She feels your jealousy.
Oh, she got her number too. She got her number. You know.
I know. I got it. Yeah. It's not jealousy. Well,
Yeah,
I said it's a little Jonesy.
It is.
Right. It's all good.
Call it what it is. Call it what it is.
Yo, first of all, also RIP to Dr. Pavel, who was our principal, who was when we was there. He's one of the only male sapiens that Corey actually gets along with. So, you know,
listen, he the whole reason I graduated high school, because I was supposed to get expelled like 13 times. Listen, on God, I got suspended 11 times from Central. Nobody, I think I set the record, because literally. I was supposed to get kicked out of Central on my second day there, and he wouldn't let it happen. So, you know what I mean, on the second day there, a teacher grabbed me by the collar, and, you know, I had my headphones on and I had my hoodie on in advisory, and the teacher was trying to get my attention and grab my collar, and she was, you know, pulling me, trying to get my attention, and I moved her hand away, and she fell on the floor.
She LeBron flopped on you?
Yeah, she flopped, and she said I hit her, and I'm like, I ain't hit her. She was grabbing my collar. I just moved her hand, and Dr. Pat was like, all right, I'm gonna suspend you, but I'm not gonna expel you. And then that was the beginning of the suspension and not expulsion.
Yeah, he definitely looked out for you. So I just want to give him a shout out, because he's one of the only clear people that Corey actually got along with.
Listen, I was his favorite player. I was his favorite player in basketball and football. So I you know.
I got suspended one time, and mine had nothing to do with anything like that. So mine was because shout out to my brother PJ. It was we was up the street at Girls High like during the day, and the truancy officers like gripped us up.
Oh man! Oh man!
Y'all folks from Girls High, like y'all should have been. But it is what it is.
You know what's crazy? Out of all of the things that happened to me, I never got caught in the truancy suite. For the person that never went to class, I never gotten caught in the truancy suite.
Yo, you want to hear something crazy about Corey? This is the last thing I'm gonna say about this about Corey. Right, so Corey is like definitely skipped class more than anybody I know. But I think this is funny, but it talks about who Corey is. My man Corey used to skip class to play chess. How first of all, how gangster and nerdy is that at the same time? My man never went to class so he could play chess. I said, who skips class to go play chess?
Yeah.
Hey, it says a lot. It says a lot. But listen, y'all, we appreciate everybody being here. That's a wrap for us tonight. It's about 8:30. We rock with y'all for about an hour. We will be back next week, 7 p.m. for the Black Wealth Project's town hall meeting. Anybody have anything in closing?
Man, listen, for the folks out there doing the work, man, continue to fight. And for the folks that are in our group, make sure you share those stories with us. Share the positive stories too. We want to start sharing more positive stories, and also find out about folks that we don't know. I learned a lot tonight myself about the different programs, the people that are actually putting work in the community. So continue to share that kind of stuff, because that's stuff
man. It's people really out here getting to it, man, and really out here putting in work. So we definitely want to, you know, we have a whole show dedicated to that, but we want to have more and more highlights dedicated to those people, because we always talk about the problems, but those people are part of the solution, and we want to talk about more about the solutions and the problems.
And y'all can reach out to me or Corey personally, because we want to highlight them on our platforms, but like make sure they have like their story gets told. So if you know anyone that's doing like great work, like let us know. Like, and you know, it's not all about just building billion-dollar businesses. We want the people that are also like about the people, actually putting their energy and time and resources into our community.
That's right. Wealth is holistic. So yeah, we need the whole kit and caboodle, y'all. Hey, Angela.
Hey, Angela.
Hey, Crystal.
Hey, Crystal. What's going on?
All right. So Malik, anything in closing, sir?
No, that's it, man. You know, everybody, you know, one love, man. We get into it. The vaccines rolling out. People are taking them. I'll be back in the street as soon as 200 million Americans get vaccinated. I'll be back in the street again.
Hold up, you was in the street this weekend, dog. I saw
That's
you
right.
up in Kensington, man. Getting
no, listen. I had a settlement. I had a settlement. I had to get the settlement down at the joint. But no, I was definitely at A in Indiana. You know, if anybody wanted some delicious empanadas, but you might risk your life a little bit.
Those empanadas got to be fire. Like he got
they good.
One zone to get some
good.
empanadas.
No, listen, bro. They're really good.
All right, y'all. So Malik enjoyed empanadas for the week, y'all. Add some guidance and some H. But all right, y'all. We appreciate you all. We'll see you next week. And in the room, keep up with us in the Black Wealth Project group on Facebook, and we'll talk to y'all later. Good night, everybody.
Peace and love.